Now, they make good movies, and then sometimes the movies become very overrated. The worship of Pixar by people online is absolutely absurd. Yes, some of the movies are good, but some of the movies are completely overrated. Did i.e. Up, The Incredibles 1 and 2, and now this thing called Turning Red. This was a movie that was released a week ago, and this is a thing that exists now. So Turning Red is a cringe-induced movie. Okay, the main character, her name is May, which is ironically the same name as, unironically the same name as, oh, you know who, the what, I guess you have another May to add to the burn pile along with May from Overwatch. It just seems that everyone named May is just not a good character. The main character is incredibly annoying. I get, but she's a 13-year-old. She basically acts like your typical 13-year-old teen girl. Acts like she's better than everyone else. She could do it. And of course she's obsessed with boy bands. Like, yeah, of course. The movie's about basically them getting to a boy band concert. That's basically the entire plot of the movie. I am not kidding you. The entire plot, of course, the other one's about a ritual getting her panda, but the entire plot of the movie is them getting money so they can see a fucking boy band. Okay? And of course, the audacity of Rotten Tomatoes. This is why people don't like Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Rotten Tomatoes, the intelligent people at Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 95%. Okay? Gave this garbage a 95%. And people say, Disney does not pay off the critics. Disney does not. They totally do. The fact that this has a 95%, but Snack Size Assassin's Creed has like a 70%, Sonic a 60%, it can really tell you. Because most people, and this has a 7.1 on IMDb, which is a very generous score for this movie. Maybe it's just little kids giving it 10s out of 10s because they think it's quirky and funny. There's also a lot of scenes where they have twerking and other disgusting stuff. Okay. And then this movie is basically a furry's wet dream. This basically, a furry would basically love this movie. They'll basically love this movie because, we have a girl that turns into a red panda. It's just completely stupid, okay? Completely stupid. And you tell me this is made by the same studio that made all those other Pixar, all those other masterpieces. Not The Incredibles and Up. Those are two very overrated. Up is just an average movie, and The Incredibles is the most overrated movie of all time. But you have a lot of good movies made by the studio of Pixar. You have Finding Nemo, Toy Story. You have Cars. Okay? And you're telling me that Turning Red is better than Cars. Okay? You're telling me that Turning Red, and the audience disagrees, but according to the critics, that Cars is a better movie, the worst movie than Turning Red. Okay? Cars is a much better movie than Turning Red. It's a much better film than Turning Red. Okay? But this has a 95% Rotten Tomatoes. And of course, people are going to watch it because it has a 95% Rotten Tomatoes because people still trust these buffoons that are basically like monkeys on a typewriter at this point. Rotten Tomatoes, they give a lot of good movies bad reviews. Midway, Alita, they gave Sonic bad reviews, Pikachu, Jurassic World. Okay, they gave all those movies bad reviews, but they give Turning Red a 95%. This is from the same side that kids have said Ghostbusters 2016 is better than Afterlife, but it's just completely and utterly stupid. Okay, so overall, Turning Red is a bad movie, and maybe you should watch. You should spare yourself from watching this. Okay, I watched it on the same sites that I watched The Mitchells and Ice Age because I don't want to watch. So I'm not gonna pay a subscription to watch a movie that is complete garbage. This movie's just complete garbage. So yeah, this movie's gonna age really, 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 really poorly. I think in like 10 years, they're gonna be like people gonna be ranking Pixar movies and they're gonna be pouring Turning Red. Dead Rats, because that's what this movie should be. Dead Rats. It's the worst movie they have ever made. Okay, and the Cars 2 haters, okay, will tell you that Cars 2 is the most Pixar movie ever made. I actually liked Cars 2. I thought it was a funny movie. Okay, Turning Red is not a funny movie. There was like 2 scenes that were funny, but this movie is basically like, you know what? Let's make it look like Steven Universe, which already is a red flag because Steven Universe is the most overrated pile of shit that people praise online. But, you know, which, again, I don't really hate everything that has this art style. This is the cow art style. Gumball was pretty funny and quirky, but it gets old after a while. Nobody likes Teen Titans Go, and of course, Steven Universe is extremely overrated. But Turning Red is just a bad movie. It's not the worst. It's definitely much better than Ice Age Buck Wild, whatever that disgrace to the Ice Age franchise is. And it's actually worse than Hotel Transylvania 4. Yeah, it's actually worse than Hotel Transylvania 4. Because at least Hotel Transylvania 4 was funny at points. And if you like the characters, you could understand it. But Turning Red, this is a new IP. No wonder why they didn't put us in theaters. Because this is such an embarrassment of a movie. This is an embarrassment to Pixar, okay? And hopefully Lightyear redeems them from this turning abomination, okay? And, you know, red pandas are pretty cool animals, but this gives red pandas a bad name. This movie gives red pandas a bad name, so, yeah. Sorry, red pandas, that you have to deal with this audacity of a movie. And this would have flopped in the theaters against Batman, which I have not seen Batman, but I bet Batman's probably a way better movie than Turning Red. Same thing with Uncharted did, which I pre-ordered Uncharted on Blu-ray, so I didn't go watch that. And then critics gave that a 40%, so it's probably gonna be better than Turning Red at the very least. So I'll give Turning Red 3 out of 10. Probably one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. And Turning Red is basically everything wrong with modern animation in a nutshell. So that's basically about this video. Goodbye.